of my favorite things about New York City is that it never closes. And I love to taste the early morning hours. Times Square comes alive after all the tourists are back in their hotels. I cruise for a while, and then I usually end up at Richie's newsstand for a pack of smokes, tomorrow's daily news, and a few tips on the nags.
Hey, Rich.
Hey, Mike, how you doing? Oh, by the way, the Naked Madonna on the 5th at Aqueduct. Now, look, it's going to be a long price, so get down good, okay?
Naked Madonna. Huh? What's going on?
Some little jerk put graffiti all over my stand. Mike, would you take a look at that? You believe that some people call that art?
Art, huh? I'd like to find the artist who did that and use his face as an eraser.
Hey, Rocky, how you doing, boy? Hey, Mike, you remember that beautiful model I was telling you about, Karen Thorson? Rocky's our dog. Hey, Mike, look, here's a picture of Karen. Now, is she a beauty or what? Look at that.
Not bad. How you doing, Rock? Huh? You're a good guy.
Hey, Richie, come here, look at this. Blood. Hey, boy, you all right? What's Karen's address?
At the brownstone around the corner, 212.
Hold the fire department, Richie! Rocky! Anybody here?
Flames, the smoke. There was no way I could have gotten to her. The next day, there wasn't much left of what made up the life of a beautiful woman. And I felt bad. Karen had kept tarot fortune cards and mystical candles. I never could figure out why people use these things. Gave me a strange feeling.
Hello, Mike.
God, she's gorgeous.
What was the bottom line on the report?
The arson boys said knocked over candle caused the fire. Coroner's preliminary report said the victim was burned beyond recognition. But she did suffer a skull fracture caused by a fall against some kind of a blunt object.
You really think this was a burglary, huh?
Oh. Jimmy rear window, ransacked closet, spilled dressers. Like, it's a grounder. Victim wakes up, hears the guy, knocks over a candle, falls and hits her head. You're not even listening to me.
No, I'm listening. I just don't think it's that clean, that's all. I mean, when I came in here last night, the closets and the drawers were not ransacked. Now, this morning when I came in, I figured that the firemen tore the place up trying to put out the fire.
Guy on a rescue mission in a burning apartment doesn't see much.
Pat, I know what I saw.
Okay, I hear you. And I'll look into it. The investigation's still open.
Thanks.
Am I interrupting, gentlemen?
Hi, Velda.
Hi, Pat.
That's a nice dress you're almost wearing. Wish my wife could get into a dress like that. Talk to you later.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Rocky, meet Belda. Belda, this is Rocky.
Well, hi, Rocky.
Rocky was Karen Thorson's dog.
You know, Richie's taking this thing pretty bad.
Yeah, I know.
I guess I should cancel that 10:30 meeting with Mr. Porter.
Oh, you got to cancel everything until further notice. What do you got?
Well, Karen Thorson's agent said she had no family locally. She'd been working on a campaign for LeMay perfume. LeMay's a very uptown house, Mike. I'd probably use her perfume myself if I got paid regularly.
Claude Davos runs LeMay. Here's the address.
Okay, great. Rocky's going to be staying in the office until further notice. Now, don't worry about a thing. Just think of him as a giant bunny that drools.
Mike!
I wasn't going to stop until I discovered who murdered Karen Thorson. I owed it to Richie. The guy in the black sedan had tailed me to the LeMay perfume building, and it didn't seem to bother him that I knew it. I'm here to see Claude Davos.
Well, it's not possible. He's in the showroom today directing a TV commercial. He's canceled all his appointments.
Oh, that's okay. I don't have an appointment anyway.
Take a hike, chump.
Yale. No, Princeton.
I said get lost.
Is that a Havana cigar? No, I guess it isn't. Claude Davos had a nice little operation. I guess the perfume business was nothing to sniff at.
My motor's running a little hot.
Oh, maybe you need a tune-up.
Cut! Who in the hell are you?
I'm Mike Hammer, Mr. Davos. I'm a private investigator. I've got some questions for you about Karen Thorson.
You ruined my shot, Mr. Hammer.
What? Was I in the picture?
Let's break. Be back in 5. Mr. Hammer will be gone.
Gone, but not forgotten. I've still got some questions for you, dog breath.
Goodbye, Hammer.
Mr. Hammer, maybe I can help you.
Who are you?
I'm Monica Brooks. Karen was my closest friend.
Really?
I went to the morgue to try and identify her body.
That must have been tough.
Did you think it was an accident?
I'm not sure. What do you think?
I don't know.
How well did you know Karen?
Oh, we were close. We met at a psychic experiment. We were both into the occult.
Yeah. I found some tarot cards and candles in Karen's apartment. Listen, what about this guy Davos? Why is he being so uptight?
He's a closet gambler, and he's been on a long losing streak. He's that way a lot lately.
Yeah. Well, listen, I won't take any more of your time. Thanks. You've been very helpful. You come up with anything or want to ask me some questions or whatever, just give me a call at this number. Here's my card.
Thanks.
I'd almost forgotten about the guy who was built like a phone booth, but the smell of burnt hair reminded me he was still a little hot under the collar. But something got his attention. You're one lucky gorilla, Bonzo. Those two monkeys just saved your bananas. I went to Karen's funeral to say my goodbyes to someone I'd never even said hello to. Karen had a lot of other mourners, including whoever was following me in that black sedan. Easy, boy. You okay, Rich? I've been better. What was Barrington doing there? Maybe funerals were his idea of a fun afternoon.
Looking for anyone special, Barrington? Just be grateful it isn't you. Beautiful dog. Hello, doggy.
Whoa!
Hey, he's crazy about you.
Good boy, Rocky. You got taste.
Dear Lord, to whom it belongs to have mercy and to spare, we humbly entreat you for the soul of your servant, Karen Thorson, whom you have summoned today from this world, that you would not deliver her into the hands of the enemy.
Is he here? Is he?
Ozzy, what are you doing here? Is who here?
Mike, could you give me a double sawbuck?
Yeah.
There
you go.
All right, I want you to look at this carefully. Mine's counterfeit, but it's perfect. Question. Can you tell which one it is? Answer, of course you can't.
You know, slow down. One of those is mine.
Yeah, but you couldn't tell which one. See, Mike, this 20 has netted me a bundle over the years. Look at this. Perfect paper. And they never found the plates. I tell you, this guy's a genius. I'm a real fan of his, a regular groupie.
Question. What are you doing here, Ozzy?
Answer, I just told you, Mike, to see the guy, to see the counterfeiter. See this model they're bearing? She's his daughter. So I figured the feds were going to spring Gus Thorson from the pen to attend his own daughter's funeral.
Gus Thorson?
I knew who Gus Thorson was. Probably one of the greatest counterfeiters that ever lived. If the stakes in this game were his perfect 20 plates, it could be the reason Karen was killed.
Hey, Oz, can you hold on to this guy for a second?
Fine.
He won't bite.
Promise?
I had to find out who was in that black sedan, but they clearly didn't want to have any contact with me. Unfortunately, somebody else did.
What are you doing down there? Oh, nothing special. Just looking for Jimmy Hoffa. Can you help me out?
The poor fellow seemed to be stuck there. Too bad for him.
Sorry to hold you guys up.
You are dead, you two-bit rent-a-cop.
Mr. Hammer, don't let his big mouth upset you.
Yeah, well, his big mouth is going to be accompanied by a broken arm unless I get some answers. Who are you and what are you doing here?
I'm Max Bremer, and you're holding on to Kurt, my adopted son. Now, we happen to be old friends of Karen's family, and we decided to pay our respects in private.
You were at LeMay yesterday. Why?
None of your stinking business.
Would you let me handle this? Being at LeMay had absolutely nothing to do with Karen Thorson. It was strictly business. I've heard about you, Mr. Hammer. I know your reputation. Check us out. You'll see whatever I've said is the truth.
It better be. Because if it's not, you're going to be checking into a nice little hotel suite about 6 feet deep.
Don't hurt his face!
Sorry, Max. You know the old saying, spare the rod, spoil the child.
Here on A&E.
Hey, Rick.
Hey, Mike, what do you say? You turn anything up yet? You know, the paper sure didn't give it much play.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I need your help.
Calm down, will you?
I want you to put the word out and see what you can come up with on Max or Kurt Bremer or a guy named Gus Thorson, okay?
Don't worry about it. If there's anything out there, believe me, I'll dig it up. Calm down, will you?
Try your light.
Mike, knowing Karen ain't gonna come by anymore sure makes a difference. One smile out of her would keep me warm inside for hours.
Listen, you better sell some papers.
Yeah. Calm down, will you? The news don't get any better if you get it faster.
Those eyes kept looking at me. I wanted to tell her I'd find her killer. The next morning, I located Monica at the gym owned by Max Bremer and the blonde bombshell he was calling his son.
Do you think my pecs need more work?
I think they need a rest. Like this every day?
Just about.
I thought so. It's working.
Thanks.
Listen, talk to me about the Bremers.
Well, Max and Kurt have always been close. Max finally adopted Kurt so he could take over his businesses one day. This gym, the loans.
How did Karen get along?
Kurt, hardly. But she seemed to get along with Max okay. He was an old friend of her father's.
Gus Thorson? Did you know him?
No. Karen hardly ever spoke of him. All she ever mentioned was his funny Swedish accent, and he used to send her sweet little notes with flowers on her birthdays.
You didn't know that he was doing time for counterfeiting?
Counterfeiting? No, I didn't.
Okay, well,
Last night I spent some time with the tarot cards to try to make some sense of Karen's death. I didn't find any answers, but in the cards I saw a strong man who cares. It was you.
And?
Please be careful, Mike. Extra careful. The cards also said there's danger all around.
Thanks, Monica. But don't worry. There is nothing I value more than my health. Except maybe, see you. I wanted to know more about the connection between Max Bremer and Claude Davos. So I went back to the LeMay perfume building to see what I could uncork. We really have to stop meeting like this.
Wonderful. I was hoping you'd drop by again. Flirt him until you're tired, Maurice.
Maurice? Maurice! Sorry, I meant to kick you in the head.
My turn, Hammer. I owe you this for bruising my face. You know, Max doesn't like it when I don't look my best.
Kurt, it's 11:30 at night. Does your daddy know you're out and playing with guns? Oh! Thank God for my little finger. It was the only part of me that didn't hurt. Somebody was gonna get this back.
What's happened to you?
I got kissed by a gorilla. Got some ice?
Oh, lights on Broadway? Sure.
Now, that is a nice touch, Jenny. You should have started that years ago.
Thanks. I'll tell the Vice Squad you approved. The ladies are working for Moochie. In fact, he's been here waiting for you over a half hour.
Really? I might have known.
Excuse me. Do you have a dime?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Give me a call sometime.
You know you're not supposed to talk with strangers.
Hey, Moo.
Michael. Now, you know, only the deepest and most meaningful friendship could get me to deviate from my appointed rounds with my ladies.
Uh-huh.
Michael, great friends, but you gotta get another playmate.
Look, I've had a rough night, Mooch. Just get to the bottom line.
Well, Richie told me what you were looking for. Now, listen, I've never told anyone about this before, so mum's the word.
Jenny?
15 years ago, when I was just another street face, I was a runner for Max Bremer.
Really?
And my main job was picking up the counterfeit perfect 20s a guy by the name of...
Gus Thorson?
Gus Thorson was making for him. Right. You follow me?
I'm with you.
Now, two things happened I never could figure out. First, Gus gets busted. And second, those perfect 20 plates never did show up.
Really?
Right. Ladies.
You got any theories, Mooch?
Michael, there's only one person that has theories that count.
Who's that?
Gus Thorson. Check him out.
Thanks, Mooch. I always wondered what Moochie told his mother he did for a living. I was convinced the missing plates were connected to Karen's death. So I decided to drop over to her dad's place. The warden didn't make me feel too welcome there, which was fine with me. Mr. Thorson, I'm Mike Hammer, and I got some questions for you.
I'm not feeling so good, so make it short.
Oh, yeah? You going somewhere? Listen, I'm sorry about your daughter.
Thanks.
How long you been here?
After the first month, who cares?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Gus has never been too cooperative.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm impressed. Actually, I'm even amazed. I've heard that a good warden can change a con's behavior, but I wasn't prepared for this.
I'm not sure I understand.
Tell me, was it just plain old hard work, or was it some little trick you picked up in warden school? I'm curious, how did you do it?
Do what?
Take a Swedish accent and turn it into a southern drawl. That guy isn't Gus Thorson. And you may not be the warden for long either. So the man who made the perfect 20 plates wasn't in the federal pen where he was supposed to be. And for some reason, the warden there was playing musical prisoners. I was through playing. The game was over. Listen, Gus Thorson is not in the joint. Where is he?
Yeah, I know. Barron will fill us in on the detail.
Oh, Hammer. This briefing is a courtesy to Captain Chambers, and everything is to be kept confidential.
Hey, of course. Just between you and me. Who are you?
Agent George Tice, Treasury Department. Alias your black mystery sedan.
About 12 months ago, I authored a concept that my superiors thought was unique and innovative.
Really? Congratulations.
Thank you. You see, the government needs large amounts of cash in order to make illicit drug buys. The money is tied up as evidence for months or longer.
So?
I said, why not use a counterfeiter in custody to manufacture a large batch of phony drug deal capital?
What a guy.
It helps us make arrests. It helps the money to be easier to ID and easier to trace.
Easier to pass if you happen to know a guy named Gus Thorson.
That's right. Unfortunately, though, when Tice tried to move him to a private little lab he'd set up, he escaped.
It's a tough break.
I led a team watching Karen Thorson's place, hoping he'd show up, or else she'd lead us to him. The night she was killed, I went into her place after you and the fireman left.
Wait a minute. You're the guy. You faked a burglary by trashing the closets and emptying the drawers so the NYPD wouldn't press an investigation.
Yes, because I happen to be a professional, Mr. Hammer.
Right, you're a professional hotshot. Looking to make a name for yourself in the Treasury. I'll bet you set this whole deal up by yourself and then roped in Mr. Barrington here to cover your mess.
Now, look, back off a little bit. Agent Tice officially requested our cooperation, and we gave it to him. What the heck is wrong with that?
This is a federal case now, Hammer. The search for Thorson continues. You get in my way and I'll bust you.
Yeah? Well, the search for the truth about Karen Thorson's murder also continues. And you get in my way, you're gonna have a set of footprints across your face. You got it, punk? Yet no one knew where to find him. But I did know where to find his old friend, Max Bremer.
The guy said he wants to borrow big, so I told him, meet us here, we'll talk.
What are you doing?
Oh, Max. Now, it's going to be over 200 degrees in there in less than a minute, so I suggest you start talking or your boy's going to shrink down to the size you won't like. What do you want?
Get me out of here!
Information. Let's start with Claude Davos.
Worst gambler I ever knew. He owes me a bundle.
If you want to talk, okay, we'll talk, but let him out.
Talk fast. Why does Davos have a bodyguard?
Maurice, he works for me. Sometimes losers like Gavos, they panic and they run.
All right, let's get down to the bit. Gus Thorson.
He came to me years ago to borrow money because his wife was sick. She died, but he paid me back. So I knew I could trust him, so I got him to do some work for me. Hammer, he'll die in there.
And the work was getting him to make those perfect 20 counterfeit plates, right?
I still feel I owe him. I want to help.
You want to help Gus, or you want to help yourself to those plates?
No. Gus melted those plates before the feds got him.
Sure he did.
Hammer, I'm begging you, let him out, will you?
You want to help Gus, you got to find him first.
I think I know somebody who might help. As soon as I get a lead, I'll call you.
Save the dime. I'm going with you. We'll check it out.
All right.
Oh, my gosh, what a mess. Just for the record, Goldilocks, medium rare is not your best look.
Come on, I'll take care of you. Look. All right.
Mike!
All right, boys. Take out your trees and grow roots right here. I'll be back in a second, and don't forget, Betsy's watching you.
Finally, I've called everywhere trying to find you.
What's going on?
The tarot cards. Each time I dealt them, I saw a friendly presence nearby. Then yesterday, I had 4 hang-ups on my answering machine.
Do you think it was Gus?
Maybe this will help. It's a card Gus sent Karen with flowers on her last birthday.
Great. Okay, listen, you know the number. You call if anything else comes up. Belle will be there to take a message. And this does help. Thanks, Mom.
Bye-bye.
Open up in there!
The sign in the window said that Bremer's contact was dead. But a little thing like that didn't seem to stop Max and Kurt.
Rocco!
I wound up getting a tip anyway. The card Monica gave me matched the one in the window. Gus Thorson had sent his daughter flowers from a place called Lochner's Nursery. I decided that Lochner was the man to see. Excuse me, is Lochner around?
Yes, he's in the garage.
Thanks. Excuse me, you Lochner? Hey, you were at the cemetery. My name is Mike Hammer. I'm a private investigator. I'd like to ask you some questions about Gus Thorson.
PI, cop, fed, mob wise guy. I don't care who you are. Gus is my friend. That's all I'm saying.
Really? Well, if he is your friend, then perhaps you know that he's on the outside. He's in hiding.
Why should I trust you?
No reason. Except your friend is in a lot of trouble. He might be able to use your help.
Hammer! Gus and me worked in the prison greenhouse together. He preached to me my whole stretch about staying straight. A friend of his owned this nursery, so I came to work here when I got out. Last year, the guy retired, and I bought the place. That's what I owe Gus.
You have any idea where he is now?
No, I don't. Over the years, I always sent his daughter flowers for him. I heard she died. I tried to reach him in the pen. They gave me the runaround, so I brought the wreath on my own.
Listen, if you happen to get in touch with him, or he happens to get in touch with you, I'd appreciate it if you asked him to give me a call. Here's my number. My card. Mind if I use your phone?
So,
Thanks. Belle, me. Listen, I'm expecting a phone call from Monica. Yeah? 66th and Central Park West. All right, if she calls back, tell her I'm on my way.
I told you the cards don't lie, Mike. They told me to stay by the phone today. I did. And 2 hours ago... Oh.
The guy running away obviously wasn't a jogger.
All right, hold it right there and turn around very slowly. I knew those eyes. It was Karen Thorson.
On Mystery Theater here on A&E.
After the police got to the park, I brought Karen Thorson back to my apartment where we talked about how special Monica was and how much Karen would miss her. And before we knew it, the sun had come up.
Listen, tell me something. Who was actually killed in your apartment that night?
Beth Terry, Canadian model friend of mine. She was spending the night in New York before catching a morning flight to Australia.
Where were you?
Out searching for Gus. He called me the night he first escaped. He said that I'd be watched, not to trust anyone, and that he'd be in touch. That's the last I heard from him. Beth looked enough like me to fool the police. I sent her out to walk Rocky, and I slipped away.
What time did you get home?
About 3 a.m. It was awful. There were firemen everywhere. Beth killed. I saw you leave with Rocky. I was terrified, so I ran. When the morning paper said I was dead, I stayed underground until I worked up enough courage to call Monica yesterday.
Listen, talk to me about the Bremers. What do they have to do with this whole thing?
Max Bremer started all the trouble. 15 years ago, he forced my father into a counterfeiting scheme. My mother was sick. There were bills to pay.
Didn't Gus go to Max first? Didn't he try to borrow money?
Never. After my dad was arrested, he was forced to keep quiet because of what Max said he'd do to me. I want to show you something. Flowers. They've been coming up all morning. And yesterday, Monica said she had to tell you about the flower card. It means something. It's connected. Somehow it's connected.
Wait a minute, Lochner. Lochner, your father's florist friend. That card. I feel like I never find anything when I need it.
When was the last time you lived with someone?
There's lots of people I still live with, in my memory.
Memories are important.
Our afternoon was interrupted by a call from Pat, who had a tip that Tice, the Treasury agent, was on his way over to my place, so we decided to scram. Here they come. Wait here. He wouldn't be needing this little gizmo unless he wanted to go somewhere. I took Karen over to Velda's for safekeeping and headed for Queens and Lochner's nursery. There was a feeling in my gut that something was about to happen there.
heck are you?
Mike Hammer. And I'm willing to bet that you are Gus Thorson.
Yeah.
Your daughter Karen's been looking all over the place for you.
Karen's dead.
She's alive. She's safe and in good hands.
Ah, thank God.
What happened here?
I came here yesterday to hide out, but an old friend double-crossed me.
And for good reason. Don't try it, Hammer. You think I'm going to continue sticking plants in the ground when I can have the perfect 20 plates?
You set fire to Karen's apartment.
You got it. I wanted to finish you off in the park, but that girl, Monica, she got in the way. And now I have you, Hammer.
No way am I going to let anybody take away all the pleasure that I'm going to get out of doing you in myself, Hammer.
Well, if it isn't curtsy. You're getting your old face back again. Too bad. Oh, by the way, stunning outfit. Max, get that for you?
Forget about Max. He's out of this now. You're my game now.
Sorry, pal. You and me play different games.
So where are the plates, Gus?
Big Bertha's got them. At the old forge where I used to work. In the vent.
Good. Let's go. Come on.
Where's the forge?
Hunts Point Avenue, the Bronx.
All right, wait here. I'll be back.
Kurt would know exactly where Big Bertha was. I'd be lucky if I just didn't get lost in the Bronx again. It looked like Kurt had found Big Bertha and the plates. Now it was my turn to find Kurt. Daddy know you have the big gun, curtsy roll?
Daddy's gonna make you pay for those windows, curtsy. It's gonna get dark soon. You won't be able to play much longer. I just love when you're angry, Kurt. I love that fire in your eyes. You've got nothing to gain here, Kurt. So don't blow it. See? You blew it. Forward! Let's call forward!
604, right to right lane.
Hey, there you are.
Hi. Go say goodbye to Dad?
Sure. What do you know? Swedish cowboy.
Look who I found.
I owe you, Mike, and no birds of thanks are going to cover it. I know you think I should stay and clear things up, but I can't.
Gus, I understand. But believe me, the NYPD is going to hear the full story. Your name deserves to be cleared.
I'll meet you on the train, Karen. Okay. I'm going to get Rocky here settled in the baggage car.
Have a good trip, Rocky. Good luck, Gus.
All aboard! I have something for you. This ring is very special to me. It was given to me by Dad on my 16th birthday. I want you to hold it. Keep it for me. Maybe I'll be back for it someday.
I hope so. I'll keep it. Take care of yourself. Take care of your dad.
They're on that train, aren't they? Stop the train.
Wait a minute. You don't have to stop the train. This is what you really want, isn't it, Barrington? Gus Thorson asked me to deliver those to you. That should make your friend Tice in the Treasury Department a very happy man. Maybe you can return the favor and see that his name gets cleared.
We'll see.
By the way, your fly is open. I gave the plates to Barrington. He could do whatever he wanted with the perfect 20s. I was going to spend some time with the perfect 10. Her name is New York City.
General Douglas MacArthur is bringing up the rear on Biography tonight at 8 Eastern, 9 Pacific. Now, Laura and Remington foil a kidnapping scheme and make over a waitress in the process. Next on A&E.